All right, what is up? Welcome back to Snuffing Torches. It's been a while, but we got myself, I'm Tommy. We got Clemmer, Nate, John, Rich. Survivor 46, episode 1, premiere recap episode. First of all, welcome back, everybody. Let's do some housekeeping, perhaps.
Yeah.
Let's do so. Yeah, last season we couldn't do just because I was flying every Wednesday night back from Chicago for advisors. It was just hard to schedule everything. This year we are going to be back pretty much every Wednesday night, I would say. Next week, me and Glennie have a travel commitment, so I won't be able to. But after that, barring something unforeseen, we should be back every week. We will be live every Wednesday at 9:31 or whenever the episode airs. We'll be live video stream on Rumble and on YouTube. We have our Snuffing Torches brand pages now. So it was on my YouTube channel. Now it's a Snuffing Torches YouTube. There's a Snuffing Torches Rumble. If you're a podcast listener, same feed for Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. Tonight, we just couldn't get the Rumble and YouTube pages set up in time. So this is why this isn't live. But 2 weeks from now, we'll have the live thing after every episode. Yeah. Excited to be back. Excited. Oh, maybe. I mean,
if you're watching
Survivor with you.
So if you're watching and not listening, I made my name Optimistic Nate. No negativity from me. We're coming in clear eyes. We are.
You have been so negative since you've been the most negative. You've been the most negative. You're putting me in a bad mood the entire show, Nate. What do you mean?
I'm optimistic about this season. I think once a couple bad eggs get voted out, which the first one did, I think there is a core of this cast that knows what they're doing. I have high hopes.
Nate, here's some text from Nate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where
very tough to watch.
Look, I don't know where they find these fucking crybabies.
OMFG, this woman is the worst. I'm not sure who this show is for anymore. I hate every single one of them so far.
I mean, very tough to watch.
Excuse me.
What would pessimistic Nate look like?
Excuse me. If we're reading text, Tommy smokes. I think maybe I just don't like Survivor.
Yeah, but I'm not pretending to be optimistic, Tommy.
Once the bad eggs are out, the crybabies and the losers and the nerds and the dweebs are out, I think there's a solid 7 people who are good.
There are
optimistic.
I agree there are some good people. That doesn't guarantee, though, that they're going to be the final 7.
So to Nate's defense for a second, I thought the same exact thing last season. I was very disgusted with the first 1, 2, 3 episodes of last season. And then by the end of the season, I really enjoyed that back half. So that's the only thing I'm holding on hope to, because this episode tonight was a horrible episode of Survivor.
So let's start from the beginning here real quick. Jeff Probst is on record. He went on the podcast and he said, as long as I'm in control of Survivor, there'll be no villains. I want everybody to get along. There'll be no negativity. So my negative texts during the show were about the kumbaya and everything we've said we don't like over the last 4-5 seasons, right? So I was negative in that text, but I do think there are glimmers of hope in this season. And I even think in this episode, even the morons, at least they were entertaining. I think there were aspects of the premiere that gave me optimism, and I'm going to run with that optimism. And God forbid I send a negative text ever again. That's not going to happen.
Jelinsky was very entertaining. To me, though, there's good pathetic and there's bad. Jess, the girl that stayed, was bad pathetic. I don't need to hear her talk about having ADHD like it's fucking leukemia the entire episode. That to me, I've seen enough of Jess. Jelinsky was so dumb. I mean, maybe one of the worst Survivor performances ever.
Has to be.
From the smash in the hourglass to his performance with the vote switch thing to then at the end, I don't know if you guys watched the scenes for next week and his confessional up, but he's like, what a blind side.
What a blind side.
It was he's just an idiot, but he could have been a fun, endearing idiot.
Tommy, I wasn't ready for him to go. I kind of wanted him at the end to hang on because I wanted to see more Jelinsky.
Tommy, not just throwing the hourglass, volunteering and then quitting an hour into it. Just unbelievable. We'll get through it. We'll do the recap. Every on-camera moment if you said say the number 1, he would go 2. Like it was just he was on the wrong side of every single challenge moment aspect of the show that a man can be on.
He calls himself a Survivor legend like 4 times in the show.
He said he had a moment to have a legendary move.
He also thought that several hours meant 7 hours. He said that multiple times. That was incredible.
What a weird hill to die on. Like they're going to give you directions that specifically say this challenge can only be done in 7 hours, but here's 4. So, I just shouldn't try then.
And how is this the first time that having that confused has caused him trouble in life? You would think if he went his whole life thinking several was 7, surely there'd be other instances where that led to disaster.
I wasn't sure he was wrong. I've maybe heard that before. I've maybe heard that several is 7.
Well, I don't hate it either because few to me is between 3 and 5.
Yeah.
Several in my mind is between 6 and 8.
No, to me, few is 3, maybe 4. Several is like 4 or 5 and up.
Doesn't seem like it's quite several.
Several does not mean 7. We can't possibly.
No, it does not. It's not correlated there.
No, it comes from. No, it doesn't mean. It comes from Latin for separate or something. It does not mean 7.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
I mean,
overall, I just like, again, it just, I don't want to be like, I don't want us to just sit here every week and be like, this cast sucks, this show sucks.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I like the cast.
It just is what the show is now. And I think maybe tonight was the first time I've just come to accept that. Like the last few years or since 41, 42, I was always like, they're going to fix it. Jeff's going to listen to us. They're going to change it around. But, after this little podcast media circuit he's going on, it seems like that's not the case. And we just kind of have to accept that that's what this show is. And it's not the show I fell in love with. I still think it could be a good show, but I don't know. It's clearly a different show. It's a worse show, and clearly they have no intent on fixing it. So we just have to accept that and realize it's not the show we love, but give it a go anyway.
I think Venus has hints of villain in her because when they won immunity and Jeff handed her the idol and Soda just snatched that shit from her and nobody was mad at Soda. And also Venus was searching for an idol because she was clearly going to get voted off if her tribe didn't win immunity. So they're not showing us, but they fucking hate her. Like,
and I'll say it, she's hot.
She's so hot.
Yeah.
And they hate, like, they were like calling her princess to her face, like in a derogatory way. Like,
it's high school. She's the hot girl surrounded around a bunch of losers. Of course they hate her.
Yeah. She should have been on a better season because in her confession, she understands the game, and also she's hot. And also, like, yeah, you're right, Tommy. Like, maybe they put her on there to see if, like, the hot girl could do seasons with, like, the worst cast type of people. I don't know. But I like her, and it's not just because she's hot. She has pizzazz.
She was pretty self-aware about everything, too. Like, she seemed to know exactly what was happening and was just, like, she wasn't, like, mad about it. She was just like, yeah, they're kind of right, but, like, fuck it. Like, she just seemed likable.
Can I go back to the show for a second as a whole? Tommy, you said like, I don't know if I like Survivor as much as I used to. I don't like Survivor even like right now. And I had some of those same thoughts. And it's not just the casting. It's the show felt like a chore these 2 hours. It was very repetitive. John, Rich, you mentioned it. Like every single challenge is like a physical thing and a puzzle. Like and they're always in Fiji. I understand they do that for budget reasons, but like, it just honestly, man, like when I saw it was 2 hours instead of an hour and a half, it like felt like a chore.
Oh, I was upset to hear that.
Yeah.
That's not
hey, we're not gonna do this yet. Let's give it like 2-3 episodes. But no, we've said it on the previous seasons of this podcast. Has to leave Fiji, has to be more than copy and paste. There's been that one goofy Indian guy 4 straight seasons. Yeah. There's the flamboyant gay guy 4 straight seasons.
There's
also
5 flamboyant gay guys.
Survivor 34, Maddie, hot chick, voted off first. Like it's just cut and paste.
You know what's irony? there aren't any old people. Like really old. Remember like Rudy and you had like people.
Yeah.
The oldest cast member I looked it up is 48. That's Maria, who is an interesting. I think she's
got potential.
She was really good when they were doing that thing at the island, that like that challenge with the three of them with the car. I don't know. Like I just feel like it's this. You're right. You guys are absolutely right. It's the same, and it hasn't been a really old person for a while. It's the same group of people, the same types of people, the same baristas. I think Nate, that was something you said before. Like it's the same baristas every single season.
Maria is literally what we make fun of. She likes Dungeons and Dragons, microbrews, already crying, stupid glasses, loner, sob story. Like she's everything we've made fun of.
And what's her name? Liz,
the one who looks identical to her.
Yeah, there's Liz and Mariah.
Yeah, Liz is the one who was like immediately like, "Hey, I'm a millionaire. I tell people how to write emails, and I've sold a bunch of companies."
That's also not true. She's
allergic. She's allergic to everything.
She's so full of shit. If she owned a lot of successful businesses, she wouldn't be talking about it. There's just no way.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I actually, to be honest, like Mariah, I didn't really hate. I didn't think I know she checks a lot of those boxes, but I didn't think she actually came off that.
No, Liz did. And
she
they
said
like
something I didn't like.
Liz came off annoying. You know who I like too, but I keep getting these two people confused because they have red hair. Is Mariah, and then Kenzie I like a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Tattoo Kenzie, salon owner, redhead, made a stupid alliance with Jelinsky, talks a lot. That's what I wrote down.
He's on the purple team, purple tribe. I thought she just had a good understanding, a little bit of a good understanding of the game. Do you want to go through some first impressions of people? Go through the tribe?
Sure.
Yeah, I took a lot of notes on everybody.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one thing I also wanted to notice or bring up is in the beginning, I liked Jeff's speech to them, actually. Like, it really, I did. I kind of liked where he was like, some of you can't win. Like, he was basically like, some of you are so unlikable and have lack such human basic skills that you can't win. We haven't that directly mean to contestants, I feel like, in forever. I liked that he kind of set the tone that way.
I just thought it felt like just wasting my time. Like that was another clue, the 2-hour episode. I felt like it was just like, yeah, no shit, Jeff. Like, let's get to this show. One thing I did like on the back end, though, is I like Jeff's attitude towards Jelinsky at Tribal.
Yeah,
I like that he was kind of putting his feet to the fire. Like, you quit everything you've done so far in this show. What are you talking about? And that was a little bit of a nice little reality that I haven't seen from Jeff in a while.
I miss Jelinsky already.
I'll say the first note I took, Harvard guy / Swifty guy stinks.
No, I liked him.
I don't have an opinion on him yet, but he was less so once we got to know him. But at first, he reminds me so much of Spencer.
Yeah,
Green Tribe, tall, skinny, smart. They're definitely different. Now, but yeah, I mean, he seems whatever, a little bit annoying, but not too bad.
Football player Q, 17 brothers and sisters.
That's a lot.
College football player turned number 2 ranked realtor in the country.
World.
I guess they ranked.
He's a billionaire. That means he's like a billionaire, right?
I like him a lot.
Me too.
I do too.
Let's go tribe by tribe a little more.
Okay, you have the list. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. We'll start with the purple tribe that went to tribal. Okay. So yeah, we talked. So Jelinsky's gone. R.I.P. Legend. Tiffany. So she found the idol. Finds the beware advantage. Then once she loses her vote, once they lose, they say, all right, well, now you have to go find this key, decode this message. Unbelievably impressive how fast she decoded that message.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I don't even know. Obviously, maybe there was some sort of thing we didn't see because we almost saw the paper really quickly. But how did she determine what letters? That was crazy.
I think it was like, maybe there was a 3-letter word that probably appeared the most, and that's why she was like, that must be the, and then you find THE, maybe you think, but that was like incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to think she has potential.
And also, she found the idol to begin with. So, like, that's pretty good. Like, 2 pretty good gold stars for me for that one. Like, that's a pretty awesome job for her.
Yeah. Kenzie, we kind of discussed. I think she's got some potential. Just going through this tribe, Jess. I mean, she's useless. She's got no shot. She couldn't even speak.
Dude,
no.
Jess. as you said, she thinks ADHD is similar to having leukemia. She was crying the whole time, but very relatable. She's like, "Hey, I'm sleepy. I'm just tired all the time." And then go ahead.
Has she been taking Adderall for the last 10 years, and all of a sudden she's off her drugs? That kind of explains.
Well, no, but if she's prescribed that you're allowed to
bring it.
take
Oh, you are? Oh, I didn't know that.
It's dangerous.
I don't know where it goes with Adderall. Is that, a PED? But
yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Also, I like Jess at Final Tribal. Like, Jelinsky was trying to get voted off with everything he was saying, and she's like, "Not so fast, my friend." She kept saying how weak she was. She kept saying how tired she was. She kept saying how worthless she was to the tribe. I'm like, Jess, shut your fucking mouth for 1 second. Like, we have the worst castaway of all time to your left. And she's like, "Yeah, Jeff, I can't keep my eyes open." I do like, though, she's like, "I'm an alien. I don't even understand myself." She's just mentally ill like the rest of us, so I like her.
I did like, she had one good moment in that horrible tribal for her, where she's like, "I don't want to be in your boat," she says to Jelinsky, which is like, oh, finally you saved yourself. Because everything you've been saying up to this point, you're committing sabotage.
Yeah, but I actually would have voted her out over Jelinsky, just because, like, Jelinsky to me is, like, Jess does seem, there is, like, a smart person somewhere inside of her. She's socially inept. But, like, Jelinsky, I'd rather have the guy that's just a doofus. Like, keep the doofus on your, like, Jelinsky's not going to lead a blind side against you. He's too stupid.
Yeah.
There was a moment when Q was sitting beside Jess and Jelinsky, and he, during tribal, and he was just like, "What?" Like, he gave a deep sigh, and like, these two are morons. And I could not relate to a Survivor castaway more in that whole episode than that moment from Q.
I like
disgusted.
I like Q a lot.
Q biting his tongue when Jelinsky was like, "We quit the challenge," and stuff. I was like, Q is the strongest man I've ever seen in my life.
Did I maybe watch that wrong? So I'm sorry if I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Should Q not have got any blame at all for that?
He wanted to keep going, but he couldn't have won the challenge. He couldn't have done it by himself. If one guy's quitting, he might as well stop too.
Well, the other guy also threw the hourglass into the ground and shattered it. It kind of ruins the task right there.
Also a good point. I thought that was maybe for dramatic effect, but you're right.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that was crazy. I mean, it did seem like they weren't going to get to, it did seem like they weren't going to get there, to be fair. Like, I was stunned at how little. That might have just been too hard. Like,
why put holes in the buckets?
Like,
just give them smaller buckets.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and I never liked that because, one, if you fail, you look like a failure to your tribe, and then two, you're isolating yourself with the other four can form a bond. So
I hate you, Sweat and Savvy. I think it sucks.
I agree. It was like a cool thing, whatever. It was fine for a season or two, but I don't understand why now we need to keep doing it.
Copy and paste, baby.
Yeah. And then who else we got on that tribe? How do we pronounce his name? Banu?
Yeah, I don't know if the H is silent. Bahanu or Banu?
Banu. I thought he might have said Yanu at some point, but is that just the name of the tribe?
The tribe.
That is the name of the tribe.
So that's a little confusing. So, okay, Banu is on Yanu. He, he's high energy, kind of annoying. He's not going to go far. Or he might go, he's not going to win.
He grew up in India, sleeping on the floor in the mud for 18 years. Been an American citizen for 2 years. He's a super fan. He's happy to be there. I hate him. I obviously hate him. Like,
I do respect that the second he got his citizenship, he applied to go on Survivor.
Yeah, he knew he had the story.
Yeah. I just, it's dedication to the craft. You got to respect. Anything else just like in general on the purple? I mean, it's hard to like get a read kind of on alliances because they all voted together.
I like Q by far most of this group, but in this Yanu tribe, Q is like here, and everybody else is a lot lower.
I think Tiffany is up there too. I think Tiffany's whole thing with the
Tiffany, you're right. Tiffany's very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Tiffany
overall, they got the short end of the stick. I mean, they weren't close in any of the challenges.
No. It must be really hard to divvy up these tribes, divvy up the tribes, like, and have a general idea of like. Especially when so many of them are just...
You know what, Tommy? I reject that because they used to be able to do it.
Well, now because they're just all so pathetic. Like it's almost like there was like, okay, maybe 3 to 6 athletic guys. You can easily split them up. Like, how do you split up barista from librarian?
Yeah.
But yeah, but we say that like so that you think that would equal things out. But I feel in the last few seasons we've had one tribe every year that's completely worthless and can't do anything.
Yeah. Well, there was the one season with Jonathan when he just put his entire tribe on his shoulders and he just carried them all to victory during tsunamis.
Literally.
I would say also maybe in the new era, it penalizes bad tribes because it's easier to stay bad. Like you can't get flint, you can't get a machete, you can't get food. So like if you start off slow out of the gate the first couple of days, like it's not like you're on an even playing field with the rest. Like you're digging yourself a deeper and deeper hole. You're getting no energy, no sleep, no fire. So it kind of is a little bit unfair, I think, in that regard. Then we got, let's see, the Green Tribe, Siga. We have Ben. He is like, so on this tribe, Ben and Charlie, they did the savvy, where at first Ben just thought the puzzle was reading numbers as words. He's like, oh, 12, 20, like, oh, this is it. That wasn't it. It said like dig under the lock. They couldn't get there. Not a great showing from them. Ben, it seems like I would hate him, but they seem to like him as tribe.
Yes. He's the vibes guy. He's the vibes king or whatever.
Was this the surviving tribe, right? Where they were just vibing out?
Yes. Yeah. Ben was leading the vibes.
Yeah, Ben plays guitar and at bar mitzvahs, and they all just like love him. And I like that they called their alliance the Dumb and Dumber Alliance. And when they got back to the tribe, they were like, "Yeah, we were too stupid for it," which I appreciated.
They handled it real well. They weren't mad at all. They were like, "Fuck it, you guys tried. We're not
they're surviving.
Yeah, they're just surviving.
Yeah, Charlie too. I mean, I know Nate. Or who didn't like him? Nate.
I didn't have a note about him. He probably said something that annoyed me.
It was fine.
Nate, you said you hated Charlie. You said the Harvard guy.
Oh, is he the Swifty?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck him.
I can't get a read on him yet. He's to me a question mark so far. I could see him being a really good player or like being absolutely awful and flaming out next week. I can't get a read on him yet.
Yeah.
Watching this tribe interact was like the first time in my life where I said to myself, I really would not want to be on Survivor.
I had the same thought. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'd get along with these people.
No. I don't want to deal with these people for 30 days. And like, and obviously the older I get, the physical challenges, not that I'd ever be good at them anyway, but it's just like, that just seems like a lot. And dealing with these people 24/7 sounds like a nightmare.
I wrote down the next person, Jem. All I wrote was, I don't hate Jem.
Yeah. I thought she had some good quotes. I mean, she was the one who said surviving, which was a little annoying, but she seemed smartish.
I liked Maria from this tribe.
She's going to be good.
Yeah, so Maria was the one where, they do the Advantage Island thing. Jelinsky, this honestly was another bad under the radar Jelinsky move. Is he was just like, yeah, I'm going. Like there was no democracy or like let's draw straws. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the island. That seems cool.
You've got to know you're too incompetent to go to the island.
Yeah, and they were just like, oh, all right, Jelinsky, go for it. The other ones were kind of more by chance. Maria went, and then Tevin, I believe, is the name. Yeah. And on there, I don't know what I thought about. So we've seen different takes and variations on this where they're all kind of prisoner's dilemma-ish with the three people. One person got a skull, one person got a voting parchment, one person got a torch. Person who got the torch, which was Maria, announced it, and then the other two had to convince her that they had the voting piece of thing, and if she chose correctly, then she gets an extra vote with that person. If she chooses wrong, then the liar gets an extra vote. The other two lose their vote. I don't know. To me, it was like I wonder how it would have played out if Jelinsky didn't give up. Like I was trying to think of if I was one of the two people, and whether I had the parchment or whether I had the skull, like what my case would have been. And I think I would have just been like, yeah, I have the voting thing. That's really all I can say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because if you really had it, you wouldn't have to come up with some elaborate thing. You'd be like, yeah, I have the voting parchment.
What else can you even say?
So quick, like I don't even think it was edited. I think it was just keep the camera rolling. He was like, yeah, I'm lying. Like
she did a good job of like being like, well, if you screw us, then I'm gonna go tell them you're not trustworthy. That really spooked them.
You could tell she's a mom. Like she handled it like a mom. Like she guilted him into getting her way in like such a quick, clever, and swift fashion.
Yeah. I almost think, I don't know if like it might have been worse for Jelinsky to keep lying.
Why?
I'm not, I think there's a world where just telling the truth from the jump might be the best play.
No, because I think the other two would be like, yeah, I get it. You had to do what you got to do. That's like saying don't try in an immunity challenge. Like,
yeah,
you're trying to win.
John Rich.
I mean, I do get what John is like. I think in general with these things, it does help to be honest. Like when you go back to camp,
like make a deal with them or something.
But wait, unless I'm mistaken, if the alternative is losing your vote, you should never voluntarily lose your vote.
Yeah, that's basically what he did.
It puts you in a bad spot, though.
That was his excuse.
Because he, like, think about it. He might play with these people at a merge or a tribe swap, like down the road, or they could be voted out, or by the time they get there, they're like, yeah, I don't fucking care about that.
Yeah.
But that's what I was going to say, Tommy. Oh, go ahead, John.
It's putting him in a significantly, like the person who has to lie is so much more fucked than everybody.
I do agree with that.
So it's almost like if you don't think you're gonna get away with it, like maybe get some points for being honest.
Way down the line,
he did it terribly. Like
way down the line in a week and a half, 2 weeks. If those two people are both still there, and if they still care about something that happened in the first 12 hours on the island, then maybe possibly you're in a bad spot. He voluntarily gave them a vote and gave up his vote. You have to just double, triple, quadruple down on the lie. Also, it's part of the game of Survivor.
Nah.
Outwit.
I think the game itself is very flawed. And like that structure, that game on that island is a stupid game. Because like John was saying, or Tom was saying, it puts you at such a huge disadvantage. Like, I don't know. I don't like the game. I don't like that game.
He volunteered for it though.
No, we didn't know what the game was.
No, I know we didn't know what it was, but it's part of they made it part of Survivor. So like you have to adapt. Like it's not all going to be smooth sailing.
Yeah, I mean he was just an idiot from start to finish. There's really nothing
I mean,
else to say.
Him coming back and being like, well, it might work for us in the future. It's like
that was
it's a tough.
They were like, how would that help the rest of us?
Yeah, like tough.
But yeah, the takeaway there for me was that Maria is a good player. Mariah was like, come on, you got to split those two names up.
That's brutal.
Mariah is kind of like the hippy dippy, but I didn't find like everything she said and everything that she represents. I was like, wow, I'm not gonna like this person, but I thought she was fine for what we saw of her.
You know what? I kept saying Maria when I meant Mariah. I think they both pronounced it Maria though. They just Mariah spells
both Mariah and Maria.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah. Mariah is the hippy dippy one, and Maria is the mother. Yeah.
And then
one more thing about Jelinsky, real quick. I didn't know this until I looked up their ages. He's the youngest member of this cast, or was the youngest member of this cast.
That's very believable.
Yeah. He doesn't look the youngest though. So like when they were,
he looks very young.
I thought Charlie was the youngest, maybe because he said student too. I don't know. Like, not to give the guy's obviously delusional and an idiot, but in fairness, he's only 22.
Yeah. Also,
he's also a sorry. We'll end on Jelinsky here. His job. Do you see what his job is on?
I do.
Right, a slot machine sales specialist.
Oh yeah. It fascinates.
He's got to be terrible at that job.
He's got to be terrible at everything he does.
Yeah.
Holy
shit.
Oh, I meant to bring something up about Q. He almost slipped did you notice that at the very beginning when he volunteered to do the bucket challenge? He was like, I played almost at football, and then he just cut himself off and he was like, oh, I'll do it. And
like that to me, like wouldn't he didn't play pro football, right?
he played college.
Right. So like
Before he came the number 2 real estate salesman in the world.
Yes.
yeah, to me, like I don't know, that's almost worth hiding more because that would imply you have money and stuff. Like the fact that he played college football, who gives a
For
fuck?
Ole Miss.
Like
Really?
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, 1 year. He played. It looked like he had 1 year, but he had 8 receptions.
Wonder
Can
if
Mincy give us a scouting report on him, you think?
yeah.
We're gonna have to ask Mincy.
Oh, Mincy definitely like text with him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, rounding out the Green Tribe, Tim. I like Tim too. Tim seemed like he had a good understanding of the game. In the few confessionals we saw, he sniffed out the all-female alliance. So on that tribe, the 3 girls wanted to bring in Charlie to form a female alliance. He kind of sniffed that out. He was like, "Oh, Maria's got the extra vote now." So I see some game potential in Tim.
Me too.
Yeah, I didn't take a note about Tim. He kind of stayed under the radar to me, but now that you mentioned that, like, yeah, Tim might be someone to watch out for.
I just hate the all girl, all guy alliance. Like it's so stupid when they just do it like that. Like, I don't know. Figure out who you
yeah, the kumbaya with the girls was just a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
What tribe was it where someone immediately was like, I'm an Aquarius or some shit? I hate
it. That was it Randon?
No, definitely not.
No, Randon's cool.
I think it was Ben on this tribe. I think it was Ben on this tribe.
Musician Ben. Oh, was that when they were in the water?
I think you're right, Tommy. I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, and the freaking Andy Griffith show. God, you know what? I'm getting triggered.
Was. Oh, yeah. Let's go over to the Orange tribe. That was Tevin and Hunter, right? Made that alliance. Yeah. I like both of them.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think Tevin especially really stood out to me today.
What's wrong with the Andy Griffith
show?
So yeah, Tevin is the sassy black dude. He calls himself an actor. He's just, the second he's on the screen, he brings it. Like he's
a pretty legitimate actor, by the way.
He has that it factor that he's a Joey Camasta. He's in your face. He's sassy, but he knows what he's doing. He's there to win. I think he's a blindside guy. Like he's not there to make friends. He might have had to act his way onto the show, but he might be villain potential. I like Tevin.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's smart. He's clearly like dynamic in front of the camera, but I think he'll have like a good social game, and
he seems interesting.
I think he could be a real player to watch.
He was in The Walking Dead.
Oh.
He did call himself a super fan. He was getting like geeked up, but then he was like, "But I'm here to play." But he didn't say it like that. He said it like Tevin. But he's interesting.
And then the other half of that alliance is Hunter, who is kind of the country guy. He's like he does not fit in with the rest of this cast. If there is one person that sticks out like a sore thumb, it is Hunter. But he was able to kind of form that bond kind of quickly. So I think that showed a little promise maybe for his social game.
Yeah. He lists his hobbies as number 1 hobby is building survivor challenges. He's a science teacher. I don't really know what that means in bumfuck Mississippi. You just like teach the Bible when you're a science teacher. He graduated with a 4.0 in college. I don't know. He seems like a smart guy. I like him.
He seemed to be working really hard, building the shelter and stuff. I liked Hunter a lot.
Yeah. Liz was the annoying one who is allergic to everything and talked about how she's a classic 0 points. Like she's what Jeff was talking about when you step on the beach. Like Liz is someone that the way she interacts with human beings will prevent her from ever winning $1 million.
She owns 4 companies. She sold 2. She teaches people how to write emails, and she can't eat anything. She goes, "I'm allergic to nuts, coconut, salmon, berry." Like she said, she's allergic to everything on that island.
Yeah, I mean, she's just gonna die.
There's no one on this cast that I would want to spend time with least than Liz.
She could teach you how to write an email, though.
She seemed like the most insufferable person.
She should check out her website at some point. I don't need to do it now, but she's got a website, and
What's it about?
It's let's see. I make writing emails easy, even for you. A lot of pictures of herself.
Oh my God.
Even for you.
It's $9 a month for some sort of newsletter template. It says,
Writing
don't fret,
emails?
babe.
No, this is crazy. This website's
Send this. Can you send this in the chat?
yeah.
Nate, send it. I don't got my phone here.
I got it. I mean, we're not gonna edit it. Like we'll do this dead air while we all stare in amazement at this.
So
website.
for anyone wants to go, it's lizwilcox.com. LIZWILCOX.com. Yeah. Oh man.
Raise your hand if you've ever paid for a month of email but never sent out a damn one.
What does this
Aside from
mean?
late 90s pop culture trivia, I know about two things: how to write a newsletter real quick, how to get people on your list to buy your stuff.
This looks like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, what does this even mean? It's just like that fucking joke that's like write emails ? Equals make money. You just write emails and you're fucking rich.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
we might have to hire her to boost the numbies on Snuffing Torches.
She has a 3-step process. This is no joke. Step 1, follower. Step 2, friend. Step 3, customer.
Exactly.
That easy, guys. It's that
Boom.
easy.
Genius.
Maybe she'll win.
She's awesome.
I might need to join.
If she wins Survivor, and you can quote me on this, I will not do this show next season. I will not watch next season. If she wins Survivor, I'm
not a big enough consequence. Like
that's a lot for me. I love
I
this
thought
show.
you were going to feel like you're going to hang yourself.
No, you have to find Jeff Probst and do like a John Q situation. Like we need it to be bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm going to really question how much I can handle.
I will say, if Survivor becomes a show that Liz Wilcox can win, then it's no longer a show for me.
I mean, we said this about Marianne, and then she swept the vote.
That's true.
She
Marianne did become a good player.
No. Well,
she became a better player than we thought she would.
I don't know if that's even true. I'm still wrapping my head around that one, but
I'm
still wrapping my head around Gabler. That's the one I
still become. What are we doing?
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Oh my God, this is amazing. We should start our own.
I'm so excited.
I guess we kind of do.
This is going to be mental torture. We have to do 90-minute episodes and then an hour podcast. Like our lives on Wednesday is just going to be thinking about just the torture we have to do that night. I am so excited.
I did have the thought where I was like, do we even want to fucking halfway through the episode? I was like, why are we doing this?
Same thing.
Whatever, we'll do.
Optimistic, baby.
This is a gigantic website. It just goes on forever.
The picture of her with the glasses.
Oh my God.
I can't do this.
I love this girl.
Actually, it's around Saturday night. I was home with my parents and we watched the movie Old Dads on Netflix, the Bill Burr movie. Have you guys seen that or heard of it?
I've heard of it.
It's like the ultimate boomer yells at a cloud. And I like Bill Burr, but I don't know what the hell he was doing. It was fucking millennials do this and they're ruining their generation. It was fine. It was funnier than I expected based on the trailer, but it was exactly what you would think it is. And there were a lot of these hippy dippy liberal crybaby characters that he was making fun of and stuff. And my parents were kind of yeah, this is the world now. And I was like, not really. I was there's really not that many people like this. It almost has become more where the idea of the blue-haired social justice warrior has I think kind of outgrown how many of those people there actually are. But then I watched Survivor and I'm like, oh no, they're still out there. They're all on Survivor.
Yes.
This website never ends.
It never ends.
So it goes how deep does it go?
Every tab you can scroll down for 5 minutes.
And then there's tabs within the tab. This is
it's amazing. I need to get off this website or I want to keep talking about it.
Yeah, let's go to the rest of the tribe. So that's Liz's website. Randon, we didn't really see a lot of him. All we kind of saw is that Soda didn't like him. He didn't like Venus, which it was like, if you're a guy and like you immediately are like, attractive girl, she's too attractive, I don't like her. Like you've probably got some weird issues to work out.
Well, in fairness, he caught her looking for an idol. It wasn't out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it felt weird the way he was like, he's a poverty, like who was. It was almost Brandon Hance-esque. Remember when Brandon Hance was like, I forget who it was. He's like, I can't be around her. Like, she's a temptress. Like, she's temptation or something. I forget who it was, some hot contestant. Like, that was like a very mild version of that is sort of how I felt.
No, it's legit nuts if, like, you're just a white girl. It's like, that's poverty. Got to get her out of here.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That, like, there's no step 3. It goes 1 to 2. Like, she got to go. I'm wondering if that was kind of a manipulation play by him to try to just like get her out and just like take control of the tribe and earn their trust, because he viewed her as 5'1", 100-pound girl that he could just, and he's a bigger guy. I'm just wondering if he was trying to do like power dynamics in that kind of way. Yeah, but like not in like an incel way, like that you were kind of like Brandon Hance. Like not in like a temptress type of way.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but Soda did not like it. She was kind of annoying the whole episode. I forget what she said. A couple
for
things.
Sodar. Ugh.
Yeah.
Sodar.
But she was like, I don't like Brandon. Like, I want to work with Venus. And then Tevin we talked about, and Venus we've kind of touched. This is, I would say, the tribe we definitely spent the least amount of time with, because
Soda made a fire in 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, it was impressive.
So I'm looking at this site, and it has the headshots, and it has like a little bio of each of them, and it is ridiculous. Like, they all look like regular, people, but more or less. And Venus does really stick out like a sore thumb, like among this group. Like, and I love that she's a data analyst. Like, imagine her in that office. Like, what's going on there?
Like,
Jesus.
No, but like, not to beat this horse again, they don't cast normal people anymore. Like, why is she the outcast for being normal? It's just like she doesn't have like dumb tattoos, and she doesn't listen to like indie folk music, and now like she's an outcast. Like, why is she the outcast for not doing French presses? Like, just so frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is now. And it is. It's like, we've said it before. It was like they wanted to make the cast more diverse, and they ended up making the least diverse cast ever. Like, it's diverse in the sense of, skin color and ethnicity and religion and gender, but it's not diverse in personality.
Her headshot, bonk me if you must. Her headshot on CBS.com.
That's what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't mind,
insane.
Like 3 hot chicks a season would be nice.
She should be in movies.
And it's not even like I know, obviously people are gonna be like, like Nate, you said bonk, but like I want old people too. I want like all walks of life. Like I wouldn't want 18 white people. I like diversity too, but like you said, diversity in thought, diversity in age. There's a lot of different ways you can do diversity, and I feel like for the last 4 or 5 seasons, they've been dropping the ball there. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
Gonna shoot her a follow on Instagram real quick. Holy shit!
Any other just general thoughts from the episode?
Let's see.
We didn't talk about, how do you guys think Elsbeth is going to do on the show this year?
Elsbeth, she was in the bottom right corner for I think the whole show.
I feel like we saw more of Elsbeth than half of the contestants, so I think she has a good chance this year. I mean, she could maybe at least make it to the merge.
0.0% chance here.
That was obnoxious, and fuck CBS for doing it. All kidding aside, it's distracting. It's weird. You want to run these fucking commercials for this shitty show? Go for it. Don't interrupt this show by her like jumping up, taking it past the screen, like making her name in purple font. Like, don't fucking do that. It's so shitty.
Annoying.
Just obnoxious.
I wish I remember what I wrote this note for. I just wrote LMAO just can't do shit. Like, she was just so
that could be about anything in the episode.
She was so fucking helpless.
There was a quote by Mariah that I wanted to say too. Actually, Laura pointed this out. My wife, she's like, more importantly, I've made good friends. Like she didn't care about, and that crystallizes everything about the new era of Survivor. To go on a show for $1 million, a cutthroat show, and say more importantly, on day one, I've made good friends is fucking
On day one.
And it felt like that was the vibe of a lot of people. It was like, oh, we're just like that is the vibe that Jeff Probst wants. He wants people to go and have their sad stories and share and meet new people, blah, blah, blah. Charlie, I think it was like, I'm just excited to meet new people, step out of my comfort zone. Brother, you're there to win $1 million. Like that. That's where the whole not casting villain stuff pisses me off. But this is the show we've chosen, boys.
So we have. Yeah, I'm in it for good. Like we'll see. And like I said, in all fairness, and to Nate's like faux positivity, whatever he's doing, it did get better. It did get better last season. It really did. It did get better. But Tommy, I remember talking with you. Now, obviously, you had travel commitments. You were going back and forth to Chicago to do the football, to do pickup. I get all that. But even so, like I remember there'd be a couple weeks where I'd be like, did you get caught up yet? And you were like, no. And I was stunned because that's not the Tommy that I know.
Yeah, I actually did not fully catch. So I watched probably the first 10 and I saw the finale. I know who won, so I won't say it, just whatever. But like there's maybe like 3 or 4 episodes where it was just, well, honestly, want to know the biggest issue is that the Paramount Plus app is the worst fucking app in the history of the world. And it literally is impossible to watch old Survivor episodes on there. I originally tried to do it on the CBS app on like the Fire TV. That did not work either. You can't fast forward. You can't pause. You can't rewind. The commercial breaks are fucking 10 minutes long. So I bought Paramount Plus app. It's the same interface, if not worse, to the point where the episodes literally don't even play. So my only option then became to like try to stream it from like illegal sites on my laptop. And I was like, I know who won. It was hard to get myself to do it when I know who won. I should eventually go back and do it because I know it got better. It did. I saw most of, I'd say I saw 80% of the season, but there were just a few episodes there where it was hard to. It was just legitimately impossible to watch from a logistic standpoint.
So I've been watching Paramount Plus. I've been trying to get watch as much Amazing Race as I can to prepare better for Rat Race and to see just how we can make Rat Race better. So I watch Amazing Race, I think almost every night. And there's not a night that goes by I don't have a major problem with functionality. Like it'll go through a commercial and then it will bring you back 20 minutes for some random reason. So you got to fast forward. It's just a constant battle.
It's how do they how like literally how like you're a major company, fix the fucking app.
It's a shame because they have some good stuff on the app, but you try to watch it. It's such a clusterfuck.
From Twitter, a fan with a mic. Because I tweet like after the immunity challenge, they were sobbing and crying and holding each other, and then someone goes, "I am heartbroken. Someone has to go home." It's just an insane thing to say in a game where the entire premise is everyone is eliminated, but one.
That
person.
Really pissed me off. That was Banu. He that I wanted to fucking punch him through the screen. Like that drove me
on the first episode.
I was disgusted. It was awful, and it was like I don't know. Like, why should we care about the competition if they don't care?
Yeah. So well said, Clemmer. So if they are just like, gosh darn diggity, like they just, it's very, but we're setting ourselves up. Jeff Probst is on the record. Yeah. He wants everybody to be friends. He wants everybody to cry. He won't cast villains. Won't.
I wish his talk show never got canceled because I feel like if he had that avenue, he can get some of this feel good, touchy bullshit out of the way on that stupid ass show he had. But now, because his show got axed and sucked, he brings all that energy here to Survivor and he's ruining it.
He's a great host. He should just be the host and not the executive producer. Let somebody else handle the casting and the gameplay and the advantages and everything. And just Jeff, just say, come on in.
I'll start the hashtag John Rich was right. John Rich, the first thing he ever said on this show, like 3 years ago, was, I don't like Jeff Probst.
I didn't get it. I mean, I came in late, so obviously I got the later end, but it's my first response when I saw him because I knew how much people loved him. I was like, this is the dude that like everyone is obsessed with, like the best
I mean,
host
if
of
you
all
start
time.
watching in
I just didn't
season
get it.
41, he's not
Right.
It makes sense.
Started late.
When
I
did
didn't
Mark
get the good
Burnett
Jeff.
stop being so involved with the show? Like, when did this? Because Mark Burnett, for people who aren't old like me, he kind of developed the show and kind of made it, started off. And the first few seasons are very Burnett. It's people who are like, the Survivor we love. It's cutthroat, it's backstabbing, it's villains, it's heroes, it's everything. And then somewhere along the way, Probst totally took over, and I don't know when.
I'm not sure.
I did read an article about that. I can't remember when it was, but you can look that up, and there was a few articles about that. Yeah,
the show's very different now. Obviously, like we've said a million times in this episode, I know, but
when one person has full creative control and final say, I tweeted this to Tommy. Vince McMahon ruined WWE. Lorne Michaels has ruined SNL, and Jeff Probst has ruined Survivor. And the common denominator is one person has total end game creative control on casting, all of that, storylines, editing. Jeff Probst. Optimistic. I can believe we're doing this again because it's gonna be great.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up with just some we're not doing the fantasy or we're not going to do like a spreadsheet and everything, but we'll just have some general discussions. Let's start with winner picks. Let's everybody one winner pick from the cast. Ooh, that's hard.
I'm going to say Randon. He's the only one who seems to have like a pulse or like a spine or
I think
I
that's
don't know.
an awful pick.
yeah,
I don't know, dude.
Aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like maybe I don't know. It's probably a bad pick, but that's what I wrote. Everybody's so weak, and he seems not weak. That's what I went with.
I'm gonna go Tim. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
I just if I had I think Tim, Jem.
I like Jem.
Tiffany.
Tiffany's too good.
She might be too good and is a threat.
Q's too good.
I think Maria is my pick.
I like
Q's
personality. Oh, sorry, Clemmer.
Maria's mental game. I said I keep going back to that, but in that thing, that challenge or on the island, playing that game, you saw she could probably handle herself in a tribal. I think she's could fly under the radar enough, but isn't weak. I think Maria is my pick right now to win it.
I'll say this: I'm making the same mistake I made with what's her name, Marianne.
Yeah.
Where we're like, no, she's too eccentric. She's too annoying. I keep forgetting this is new Survivor where that doesn't matter. Like you can, because they're all annoying and they're all obnoxious and they're all losers. So like they gravitate to each other. So I just picked the one guy who's not. That's the worst pick I've ever done.
That's right. That was with Tim. I kind of went through. It was like Tim seems the most normal and smart, but maybe that is the wrong way to think. We have to pick. We should almost reverse our winner and 0.0% chance.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yes. It's like Bahanu was sobbing. He's probably going to win because they're like, oh, he's so emotionally great.
Right.
I think Soda is the winner. I think she's the perfect amount of she shouldn't win. I don't want her to. But she's not like one of the top 5 who you think like look like they are the best players. Right. She's like right at that level. That I think she like kind of weirdly fits in well with that kind of group. That's who I'm taking.
It's a good.
I mean, a weirdo like Ben could win. They were like everyone was like Ben's great. Ben's good. Like, yeah, we got to remember it's weirdos.
Yeah, it's weirdos. Soda.
Fuck this. Sucks.
But I guess if I had to officially, I guess I'll go Tim. Clemmer, who was yours? Oh, Maria. Then Ramden or whatever his fucking name is, and then some people with, I mean, I guess all right, Jess can't win. Jess is physically.
Jess is my pick for 0 points. Jess cannot.
Has to be Jess.
Jess more or less quit at Final Tribal without saying I quit, and she still didn't get voted off. She was a word away from Jeff, I quit. She interrupted other people speaking at Tribal to continue saying how tired and sleepy and weak she was, and she still didn't get voted off. I would not be stunned if she quit next episode.
Liz can't win the marketing emailer.
No.
No way.
Who else? Like
I don't think Quintavious can win.
I was gonna say I like Q. He's probably too athletic. Where like
Just
And
call him
he's-
Quincy.
And it's got too much of like a personality.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
he's gonna rub people the wrong way at some point and like get mad, and he's gonna be opinionated. I just can't see him winning.
Banu
I mean,
can't.
Banu
I could see
should
him-
be able to win,
He
but he
cannot win.
might.
No, he's
Well-
too emotional. He can't win.
Tevin
He's very emotional.
also might have too big of a personality.
I agree. Tevin might be.
I don't think I know he was your. I don't think Randon has a shot to win.
No, I don't either.
You're right. No, that was a bad pick. I forgot. I didn't take my ADHD medication. I had brain fog. I forgot that a person with like a spine can't win this game. So no, you're right. That was a bad pick by me.
Mhm.
All right, and then jib cuts. Whose jib
Oh.
did you like the cut of this week? I mean, it's early on, so it's just it's true reactionary jib cut.
I'm gonna give my jib cut to Venus. If you go to her Instagram, she's super fucking hot.
Mhm. It's true.
Who's next?
I liked Hunter. Hunter seemed like just a good guy. I like that he was working hard and he didn't get along with the tribe necessarily, but he also didn't have to make a point about it. He just like went about his business, like, all right, like I gotta do better to kind of fit in this group instead of making it about him being ostracized. He's like, all right, I gotta make this work. I like that.
Yeah.
This might surprise Kenzie. For whatever reason, I liked the cut of Kenzie's jib. I
agree.
can't put my finger on it. I think
Tommy.
I might just think she's hot. That could be the end all be all of it. But there was something about her. I kind of like this girl.
I liked her at first. I think she spread herself too thin. She was very chatty with everyone. I feel like she was just all over the place, kind of like spastic in a way.
That's not bad though. It didn't seem like anybody was catching on to it.
Not in the edit,
Yeah.
at least, but that was my perception. I liked her though, but I think she tried to make an alliance with every single person she talked to.
Look, I'm not saying she's a great player, but it's jib cut. This is not
Okay.
a great player cut.
Yeah,
This is-
I was saying I'm surprised you like the cut of her jib.
I just like the cut of her jib, and I don't necessarily think she's going to win or she's going to be an amazing player. But to me, she's the quintessential. I like the cut of her jib. I'm not sure what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
It's not because she's a great. It's just that's something about her. I like the cut of her jib.
I really want to say Jelinsky just because
Yeah,
he was so fucking funny. Like looking back, I wish we had another week of Jelinsky fucking.
Who was
Maybe-
the guy who climbed the rock
give one
and
to
just
him.
fell
I'll
off
give
the
him a
rock?
jib cut because we're gonna miss him. I'll give him my jib cut. I'm gonna miss the guy. I wish he was around longer. He made that episode terrible, but also kind of fantastic.
The guy who climbed the rock for no reason
think
and
that was
fell off
Matt
the rock and
with the
broke
red
every
beard.
bone in his body.
Yeah,
Jelinsky is like they are soulmates.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
The fact that he thought
played
he was
better
going to be a
game than
legendary player after like going into tribal, he thought he had a chance to have a legendary day. But
I mean, honestly, Jelinsky might go down as a Survivor legend.
he might. He really
Yeah,
might.
he will. Like he also did not have. He didn't even. How many Survivor players get a clean sweep against them? It's almost impossible to do.
And never casted a vote himself. That
Right.
has to be a record.
He played the exact opposite of a perfect game.
Yes. Yeah.
He didn't get
He got
anybody out.
zero out.
Every vote in the game was cast against him.
Like he was called to the majors. He put his bat on his shoulder, took 3 pitches, and never played a game again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, he started one game, let up like 9 hits, got 0 outs, got yanked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, he has an ERA of infinity.
Yeah.
Tommy, that has to be a first, right? Casted 0 votes and had every vote against him.
Well, last season the guy quit, but he
He's now quitting. Yeah.
That's better. He did worse than quitting. Maybe. Like he did quit. Like he did quit in a couple of ways.
I'll be dead honest. I really like the cut of Jess's jib because she went out there and she immediately realized that she is just mentally unstable and is not like she's not fit for this game. And she's openly telling everybody, she's like, my brain does not work.
How did she pass the psych evaluations to get on?
Because Jeff Probst is just he's equally mentally ill, I guess. But
Yeah.
I actually I'm interested in watching her if she has character development or if she's just like guys, I told you I can't do anything. Like, why did you keep me?
I want her to win something.
I think she'll get one emotional moment where like she like does something, like she like I don't know, lifts up a fucking stick or something.
You know why I like
Has
her?
one
Though?
conversation to complete.
I like her because she's not even trying to make this her sob story. She's like laughing about how just like she's like, I'm an alien. My brain does not function. Like she knows it's funny.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts on episode 1?
Yeah, best sob story of all time has to be I was fat in middle school, so I ran cross country. Has to be the best sob story.
We're gonna get some good ones this year. I can't wait till they start coming out.
And then there was also the guy whose dad talked to him like Mufasa from the sky.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Deshaun, I think his name was.
Did you guys like the little edits they threw in? When she said like what's her name? Sodar, and they put like boop 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 boop, and they did it a couple other times. Do you like that?
Did Andy Griffith. They had to go.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
It's fine.
I was just wondering. I like it. It makes it a little different. I like it.
More dynamic, especially if you're going to make 90-minute, 2-hour episodes to just, visually keep people stimulated. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so no new episode next week. Sorry, but then we'll be back rest of the season. So if you're listening to this, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. The video, there is video, if you just listen to this whole thing, there is also video available on Rumble and YouTube going forward. We'll be live streaming on both of those after every episode. Podcast version will be up afterwards. All right, that's it. We will see you guys 2 weeks from now.